Hey, yo. What is up, culture world, culture people, culture universe, culture community? Man, this is like the first episode of the Culture Podcast being recorded in the new year, that is 2024. And I have to say, we're starting it off very, very nicely. We've got, I don't know.
We're starting it off masterfully.
Oh shit! You heard the correction. We're starting it off masterfully, which is a great way. If you're starting off masterfully, of course we're gonna end with excellence, right?
Yeah.
So, for those of you who don't know, in fact, I'm just gonna let our guest for today introduce himself, man.
No, that's not cool. You must introduce me.
Okay, you know what? Normally we don't introduce the guest.
I forgot about it.
But
you see, I've been going for a long time.
This is not a normal occasion.
It's not a normal occasion.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the goddamn building, we have the president. In fact, he's not just the president. It's been so long he came back as the president master. Or the master president. I don't know how do we address you now, man?
I think if I was a rapper, I think I'll be Master President. Master P President. Actually, I would be Master P because I'm Master President, right?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
No, then you have to be president master.
President Master.
Yeah, president master. Because there's already a Master P. Or President M. President M.
So, yeah, man, I'm back in the house. It's been a while. I was in school, so school is out.
Oh, shit. God damn. Literally. Yeah, and if you're not patient enough to listen to the end of the moral of the story of this podcast, the moral is stay in school.
Stay in school.
But if you are patient enough and you want to listen to the conversation that we have prepared for you today, then welcome to another episode of the Culture Podcast. President, thank you so much, man. It's actually really great to have you back here.
Man, it's my pleasure.
We were talking off mic and it was like just great to catch up and be like, yo, this guy's been living, man, doing the most. You went out. When you say school's out, okay, wait. We're not going to get into your bio just yet. We've got an icebreaker. I've got an icebreaker question for you.
Yes.
Since you're a master,
Yes.
when does someone become an expert?
Damn.
At what point is one an expert? That's our ice-breaking question for today.
I don't know, man. It's quite difficult because, let me tell you why. Different fields, right, have different requirements.
Yeah.
But I think with experience and qualifications, if you're gonna go academic wise, there's the highest qualification level is NQF 10, which is a doctorate, and NQF 9 is a master's, and I think NQF 8 is a honors degree, and 7 is your bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
So I think when you have hit 9 and 10, you are an expert in your field.
Okay. But in the academic context.
In the academic context. But
of being an expert.
actually, the academic qualifications gives you legitimacy of your expertise.
Okay. Yeah.
So experience makes you an expert, but you're not an expert unless you get your academic qualification.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot be brought on if you cannot show the proof, right? You have to show the proof. So you have to show the years of experience, and you have to have a paper for it, right?
Yeah.
And that's just the corporate world, how it works. I don't know how in the government it works. I don't want to go there. I do not want to go there. Yes.
So if I don't have the paperwork, I can never be an expert. Is that maybe what you're suggesting?
No, you can see, you can be, it's called recognition or prior learning, right? So let's say you work on a construction site, you're in construction, so you understand this. So you just came there one day uneducated, but you started working with a bricklayer or the guys who put this. Actually, let me use this example of the guys who put the slab. So you're not, you don't have any educational qualification, but remember the slab starts with an engineer, right? But you get there and you start learning how they put those wires together before the reinforcements. You see, you know the technology and the terminology. So you learn all that, how they put the reinforcements at the bottom, how they put the wires together before they pour the concrete. You learn all that.
The shuttering.
I don't know, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Sounds sexy. So you learn all that, right?
Yeah.
But you don't have any qualification. You know you're an expert, right? After years of experience. But you would not be called an expert. Recognized. Unless you go to school and get a paper.
Okay.
That's why you should stay in school, man.
Okay. Actually, I'm glad that was your punchline of your point, because that's exactly the angle of the first topic, right? Which is, and today, literally, there are a lot of young people across the country whose days are being made because they're seeing their names in the paper. Meaning they've got their university
Matric.
They've got their matric certificate.
My niece passed.
Oh, shout out to your niece.
Yeah, shout out, Jan Hadassah.
Congratulations. But what I'm saying is, I'm saying this to you, understanding also very well that you operate within the space of IT.
Yes.
Right? And I feel like IT is, I don't know, does it qualify under technology, or does technology qualify under IT? I'm not sure.
So the whole industry is called ICT, information, communications, and technology. It's now recognized as one industry.
Okay, all right, okay, cool. So I know that there are people who are making millions across the world. Right, I'm not talking about Bitcoin. I'm not talking about Forex. I'm not even talking about scamming using computers. I'm talking about just having an idea and running with it. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing that happen across the world.
Yes.
And today there's a young man or woman, or because it's today, anything in between, who is seeing or not seeing their name in the paper.
Yes.
And now they don't know what to do with themselves. And the year is 2024.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, okay, so what if my name is in the paper? Or if it's not? Is the way to get what I want out of my life to go to school or to not go to school? And I feel like, the past 5 and the next 5 years, like we kind of in the center, a lot of young people are asking themselves that question. I don't know if you know, but this time last year there was an article published in the Forbes magazine about how Fortune 500 companies are considering dropping a bachelor's degree as a requirement to work in their companies. In 2024, that consideration has now become fact. They're no longer considering whether you got a bachelor's degree or not.
I know that. I saw that article, and I've been around that debate.
Yeah.
And my opinion is, and sort of the industry feeling as well in ICT is this: there's those who can do. I'll speak from the point of ICT, right? There's those who can do the work without needing a qualification because they are talented, right? And that is not the majority. That's a minority, all right? So I would not sit here and say, you know what, everybody's going to be an entrepreneur. Everybody's gifted in programming. Everybody's gifted in other areas. There's very few people. The minority is the people who has the minimum qualifications, and they do the utmost because it's a gift. They are gifted. They are different. But I would encourage every young person to continue pursuing formal education, because formal education doesn't really guarantee success, but it's a foundation to success. It teaches you some discipline, it teaches you some direction, and it also gives you an idea on while you're busy following this formal education, it can give you an idea on what you actually want to be or do.
Yeah.
So everybody is not, even in America or in South Africa, all the highly successful IT individuals didn't necessarily go to school. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, etc., etc. But that's a minority. That's not the majority. So still go to school, still pursue formal education, because while you're doing that, you could just find your calling. And your calling would be an academic where you have to have a PhD and so on and so forth to be in that space. So I think everybody should be formally educated. That's what I believe.
Okay. All right. I feel like, that's a very good point, and I'm not against what you're saying. I'm just actually against, and I have to be clear, right, that I'm not against anything that you've said. I'm just against the notion that people have that, well, because I can't pursue a formal education, that I can't get educated. Like, I know one sphere of ICT industry is coding, and I'm seeing how coding is thriving. I'm listening to my sister, who just had her second kid, but her oldest one is turning 4, and she's already thinking of teaching her to code before she even learns to write.
Yeah, because
okay, I'm lying. She's gonna have to learn to write.
The future.
Yeah, you understand. So like, if by age if by age 18 I'm proficient in whatever coding language, right? How then? I guess learning to code in itself is a formal qualification, isn't it? Like, I'm gonna get a piece of paper that says to me, or do I even need a piece of paper in that sphere of coding?
You don't.
I don't.
You don't.
I just do.
So I'm fortunate enough in my line of work to be involved in a program where we run some coding competitions. Right.
Now, this is why I'm asking you.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
So I've made prodigies, young people. Dude, you don't have to be even 18. These kids are like 10, 11, 12, from there.
Yeah, from all sorts of backgrounds.
All sorts of backgrounds, and they are self-taught. They're not even in matric. And they can code at the highest level.
That's crazy.
They taught themselves. All they had to do was to have access to a computer. And I don't know what sparks. I cannot tell you what sparks the curiosity to say, okay, I can do this. But yes, so this is the talent, the minority that I was telling you about, and they don't need formal education.
So you say the minorities are the prodigies.
Prodigy.
You count the prodigies as the minorities, not just the people who have the education on coding.
No.
So I have to be a prodigy.
If you're gonna turn out that you really don't need any formal qualifications to get in the door and to be successful.
Prodigy meaning exceptional.
Exceptional.
Essentially.
Yeah. Exceptional. So it's not like, that's why I'm saying that not everyone is like that. You can learn that in school. You didn't teach yourself. Somebody teaches you. And that's, you need a qualification.
Okay. Okay. So the qualification, it comes back to proving that you have the skill. So you can say you've got the skill and you can show that you've got the skill, but if you can't prove it via the qualification, then it's not good enough.
So the way the system is set up at the moment is they're very, very exceptional spaces and organizations and corporations that they would take you at your skill. If you what's the word?
Excel.
No, how do I show you? Demonstrate.
Yeah.
If you demonstrate the skill, but then you get to HR and they'll be like, okay, you say you want to employ him. Where is his qualifications?
HR.
Because that's the rules, right? But some organizations are starting to learn that like you said earlier on, they're starting to learn that you need the skill. The paper is just a bonus. But those are exceptional cases. So until this become normal, we still need to get our qualifications formally.
Okay, so now let's say, because I know that you're a parent, right? And in a few years, at least one of your children will be faced with the decision about what I want to do for the rest of my life, right? They present to you a case that it's either I go and I continue in coding, or I go and I be a musician. And
my kids mustn't listen to this question. They will love it because
but with no training.
no training.
Yeah, like they don't want to go and learn music. They want to teach themselves. They don't want to learn coding. They want to learn themselves. Which would you rather they learn?
Can I see that they have the talent or not?
I mean, you tell me. Do they exhibit the talent?
Look, in this scenario, right? If they exhibit the talent, I would have more faith. But you can't tell me that you want to. Yeah, I would have more faith. But you can't tell me that you want to be a coder or you want to be a musician, and you can't play a single instrument or you cannot sing properly. I've got girls, right? So we say you don't express those beautiful female vocals. I would be very stressed. But if you have been in a couple of, at school you've been in a couple of musicals and you're exceptional and you tell me, no, this is what I want to do, and I don't want to go all that formal qualification route, I would agree. I'll be like, okay, all right. I mean, there's potential here. Look, I went the formal route, like degree, this, that. So and it turned out all right for me. But that is for me.
Yeah.
What if my kids are different, right?
Yeah.
But so far, I think everybody's going the formal route.
Yeah, it's the safe route.
It's fail-safe. It's safe and fail-safe.
Yeah.
But if they show that they want, you can do both, right? You can be artistic and still get a degree and be a doctor. We've seen it here, right?
Yeah.
We've seen people like that.
But for me, like the conversation is a little beyond necessarily being artistic, but actually being entrepreneurial. Yeah, I'm saying, because like if I'm 18 and I realize that shit, man, I don't actually want to be told what to think about the world that I operate in. But of course, when I'm 18, 19, I don't know that. I can't articulate it so well that, I have a problem with being told what to do. I have a problem with authority. I want to pay people. I don't want to get paid. Well, I want to get paid to pay people, but I don't want to work for someone. When we're young, I think we don't know how to say those kinds of things, but you can tell, bro. I feel like you can always tell a young person who is very clear about what they want to do. It's just that they don't know how to do it. How do we support? I'm saying that because like I'm asking you because like the bulk of our listenership on the Culture Podcast at this point are probably not even more than 25 years old. Some are going to listen to this for the first time. They're going to hear about Culture Sundays because it's their first year in university in Pretoria. And this is the first episode of the podcast they're going to listen to.
Yes.
And they're at a crossroads.
Yes.
Already. And, I feel like it's important just to get into the mind of a decision maker of children, young people in this position.
Yeah.
How do we support, encourage without discouraging, but also being prudent about the flow of money and actually the long-term vision of this thing that this young person is trying to do.
I think if you have an opportunity, right, you're blessed enough to be going to school, I think that should be your first priority as a young person.
Yeah.
Now, the second thing is then you found an entrepreneurial opportunity. I think it would be not wise to completely forget about your studies because of this opportunity, because as you grow, you find out the opportunities comes and go. So you cannot completely write your studies off to say, yes, I've got this opportunity now.
Okay, I want to ask you a controversial question.
Yeah.
All right. Do you, and it's not literal, right? It's just because I don't want to see it as we're taking shots at your kids.
I don't know how they'll feel. I cannot tell you.
But do you think parents are genuinely able to identify that, this motherfucker got something? There's something we can do with this thing. I say that because...
That's only in movies, man.
No. It's actually real. What do you mean? What do you mean? Let me not...
I mean, like, when you can say, no, this child will be... That's how, like, I'm telling you, that's only in exceptional cases, like in the Jackson 5, man.
Yeah. So you're saying, like, generally it's rare that parents get behind what they think their child's passion is?
That's a difficult question to answer. I cannot answer for every parent.
Yeah.
So ask me.
Okay, yeah.
So
that I did say that. Like, I was like, do you think you'd be
or
able
me,
to
right?
identify
Okay. So
that,
if
this
so,
motherfucker
no,
got it?
I think I can do, and I think also remember it's DNA. So I'm not an artist, but I'm this guy who's studious, who reads a lot, and try to understand the world, and that's what my kids will inherit eventually.
Yeah.
Unless for an anomaly where there's a gift that I, as a parent, have passed it on the DNA, but I didn't understand it myself, or I didn't exploit it myself.
Yeah.
So for right now, my kids are all talks about how they want to be doctors, how they want to be lawyers, and my kids also, they are fascinated about...
You don't think they're just saying that?
No, wait.
Okay,
They're also fascinated about the acting world, because I watch series with them.
Okay.
So they're fascinated about the acting world. They want to be in, like they're talking about, can we do some ballet? Can we do some, acting? So they are curious about that.
Yeah.
And me and the wife, that means we need to find time to support that.
Yeah.
And I am 100% for that.
Yeah.
But like I said, I would say you must balance the two. You don't forfeit all your education opportunities because you want to chase one dream. Because education is where you learn discipline and you learn how to structure life.
For sure.
So I think the formal education part, as much as to a first degree, I support. You don't have to do anything after that if you have found your entrepreneurial lane and you're pushing that.
Yeah.
But you need to have a degree.
Yeah.
I really wish we all had the privilege to get that. I know not everybody can have it. You know what I'm saying? Because we are black people and we are disadvantaged. But if everybody could have an opportunity to follow up on that, to complete that first degree, there will be, it's so much eye-opening. And then also follow your passion. I think we always say about starving artists, right? if you can follow your passion, you must definitely do it.
Yeah.
We have a lot of unhappy people because they didn't follow their passion.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I'm saying.
A lot.
Yeah. And I don't think yeah, but it's a complex and tricky topic, this one, because
it's not, there's no definite answers to it. There's just there's no definite answers to it, you know. It's just my experience and some of my opinion.
okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. And I just wanted to, I know we took a little bit longer than expected on that topic. It was just the icebreaker, but I feel like you're the first person who's ever been in this position with me on the podcast where I can ask such a question, and I feel like it's a great time. It was just
and pull on some of my experience.
Yeah,
Because most of what I say is based on my experience.
Yeah.
So we did ask about the future as well, how I feel like I should handle it. But yeah, good to be back.
Yeah. All right.
The Rock, like the president has come back to the culture.
So, it's 2024. I feel like the year has given us more than we realize. All right.
Sounds sexy, right? 2024.
Yeah, it sounds cool. I like it. It rolls off the tongue so
It does,
nicely.
right?
Yeah.
2024.
I wish I was in high school or primary school this time so I could just be writing that all over
Every day,
in the
like
books, like 2024.
20 January 2024.
Wow.
Can even start a chant at stadium. 2024. 2024.
Yeah.
2024.
When I say 2020, you
Say
say fall. 2020.
4.
2020.
4.
Yeah.
Some crazy shit.
So like this is the year that is giving. 2024, 2020 more. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
So it's giving, all right?
You just went into your chakra bag there.
Yeah. I was within the crystals, my nigga. I was within the crystals.
This is the year that is giving.
Yeah. So like
And you went on and rhymed.
I want to ask you.
Yes.
So far, the year has given us two really, really great things.
Mm-hmm.
One is better than the other. And I want to find out from you and take your time to tell me. You know what I'm saying? Which one is better than the other that 2024 has given us?
Okay.
Dave Chappelle, the dreamer, versus Katt Williams.
Oh my
Shannon
goodness. Wow, dude, why would you do that to me? Okay. Damn. So, man, I don't know. Katt Williams was something else. It was intense. It was insane. And Dave Chappelle was crazy and hilarious. So I would say Dave Chappelle gave us the best because that was controversial, but it was funny. And Katt Williams gave us the insanity because if anybody believes what Katt Williams was talking about, I don't know about you, bro. Like, man, Katt was all like, he was all over the place. The stories were funny, everything that he was saying, and the delivery, the way Katt Williams handles himself, body language, shit was crazy. But I don't believe anything that Katt was talking about. I don't believe that nigga.
So what you're saying is that you honestly believe that Dave Chappelle's stand-up comedy, The Dreamer, is funnier than Katt Williams' interview with Shannon Sharp.
No. That's not the question you asked me. You said what was the best.
Yeah.
You know what?
The thing is, they're both comedians.
Okay.
So I'm talking on the
who's
subject
funnier?
I'm talking on the subject of comedy. Which one was funnier?
But it's different. That was an interview, and the other one was a stand-up.
Okay, but which one was funnier?
The interview was funny.
Bro, that interview was the funny.
No, the interview was crazy.
But also, Dave Chappelle's stand-up, I love Dave, just like you, right?
You're
and
right.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say what Dave fans, some may or may not want to say, right?
What are you going to say?
That was more of like a stand-up motivational comedy.
Why? Because of the last joke.
And that was the longest joke.
It was the longest joke.
And that's the title.
I think 14 minutes. I've seen it cut on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's about 14 minutes.
Yeah.
Just that joke.
Yeah. And the special was less than an hour, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. It's the longest one. And also just everything else. You know, I feel like, yeah, cool. You know, it's Dave Chappelle, but it's not exceptional.
You think age is making him different?
I think he's just getting comfortable.
Like he's not working hard enough for the
Bro,
material.
let me tell you something crazy, right? I was about to say an interview. It was a conversation with a friend of mine, right?
But aren't sometimes conversations interviews, guys?
Yeah. It's just
like,
you know,
so what happened then?
I'm a podcaster. Sometimes I can't tell if it's a conversation or interview.
Can't help yourself.
Yeah.
Damn.
You know, and the guy was sitting right there where you're sitting right now. It's just that we didn't record the chat. I guess that's what makes it a conversation.
Might just have the mic ready.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And
what do you think?
He was saying he didn't enjoy Dave Chappelle's stand-up because there was a segment where Dave made fun of handicapped people.
Yes.
And now
that was his opening joke.
Bro, that killed me. I died because I feel like that's actually very basic.
I think we've seen Dave do that.
For
that
Dave
bit before.
Chappelle's stand-up, I feel like that's a basic joke. And to see him do that level of basic joke was funny. But that made me think it was deeper than it was. And I think he was comparing handicapped people to transsexual
people
in a metaphorical way, right?
Yeah, it was deeper.
Yeah, right? But so in my conversation with my friend, this guy is telling me, nah, Dave, how can you make fun of handicapped people? The other day, shout out to the YouTube algorithm, it just shows up a random South African stand-up comedian, right? Now this guy is very good at crowd interaction.
Yeah.
So while he's performing, a handicapped person is exiting.
Leaving.
Yeah. And he points to them and he's like, you can't just walk away. And he's
damn.
and then everyone's like, ooh. Then they're laughing. Someone like, ooh. And he's like, did you find that offensive? And that person's like, not at all.
Yes.
You know? And that was like, yeah, so I was right to feel like that joke is basic because handicapped people aren't offended by that shit.
No, it's us people who are able who are offended.
Exactly.
And that is fucked up.
Exactly. So I feel like because I understand, I'm not even handicapped, but I understand a handicapped person has probably gone through the process of acceptance.
Right.
It's like, okay, look, man, this is what it is. What can I do?
Yes.
Maybe not a newly handicapped person.
Right.
Right? But like a seasoned handicap. A person who doesn't even see their handicap as handicap.
Yes, anymore they've accepted that's who
you know
they
what I'm saying?
are.
They're looking at that as like, oh, finally some jokes about us.
This is what Dave was saying. Remember?
You know?
Yeah.
And
he said that, I think he said that a handicapped person would laugh at this joke, but you guys are getting offended.
Exactly.
He said something like that.
And okay. that for me tells me two things, right? It tells me that one, that comedy is actually a little bit funny. It's quite funny, actually, right?
Versus the interview.
No. Versus not versus the interview on its own, because the interview is just great. Right? The interview doesn't even, it can't even count as stand-up comedy because
using
that guy
the interview against it.
Bro,
you seem to have a deep allegiance
that is
to
internet.
losers.
That sounds like something Katt Williams said. Did he say that?
He said that in the interview.
I thought so.
Dang.
I mean, it's 2 hours and 46
that was
minutes.
Bars.
You get what I'm saying? Yo,
Bars.
he was going in. Bro. And he was drinking. But you couldn't tell. He came in guns blazing.
Shay said, asked him, are you drunk? Said, I've drunk better than this. I'm not drunk.
Yeah. I mean, bro, I was watching that interview, dog. Like, I think I got drunker than Katt Williams.
Because it's 2 hours.
It's fucking long, man.
Like, damn. Every time he said, Jesus, you have to take a shot.
Bro.
Or when he said, I'm just saying.
No, but even the jokes, bro. Never mind the statements.
So somebody said, maybe Katt is going to announce a new stand-up tour. That's why like, that felt like material on stage, man.
Bro.
It didn't feel like an interview to me.
Bro, that's
Like,
what I mean.
It felt like it was a stand-up.
Bro, he did stand up sitting down.
Damn.
That's just a metaphor for easy.
That's dope.
And then we talk about, okay, now let's compare. Like, how we laughed. Just how we laughed. If that's the metric of a comedian. Remember, it's rare to find two apples to compare. But here we have two comedians.
It took me 3 mornings getting ready, whatever I was doing every morning to watch that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have time, but I could not help myself. I needed to finish it.
Yeah.
I was committed.
Bro, I was surprised that I sat through the whole thing. When I saw the whole thing was 2 hours 46 after seeing some clips. I'm like, man, I hope I don't get bored. I didn't.
Cannot get bored
No,
when Katt Williams is on the real
The thing is, right?
Katt Williams was on the real Goboza.
Yeah, he was on the real Goboza. Shannon Sharp turned into Fat Joe.
Shout out to SMBC. The real Goboza, bruh.
Yo, it's crazy, dog. I feel like even Shannon, if you watch it right, he was shocked.
He was shocked,
He's
but
like,
he was trying to keep it together.
Oh my God, this is gonna be the end of my show. What
Yes.
this is probably the worst guest. I understand that, bro. I was like, yo, man.
Need to see
if the cameras were rolling.
You need to see the reaction, because there's a reaction to it from Shannon on YouTube. So I just want to hear what he said. He reacted to the criticism.
You know why I'm saying this, bro? And I'm being honest. I'm a Dave Chappelle fan.
Yes.
All right, I'm a big Dave Chappelle fan. I've watched most of his stand-ups.
Which Dave Chappelle? 50 million refusing Dave Chappelle? Or Dave Chappelle who came back and realized, damn, I should have taken 50 million.
Even Dave Chappelle who came back and got 50 from Netflix. I'm a fan of him too. But Katt Williams, he was talking about I think he said 12. I watched a few of his specials, bro. I don't think I laughed that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these ones in between, this interview is probably the best thing to have ever happened
to Katt lately
in the past maybe 5 years.
Okay.
For his brand, because of how good it was. It showed how naturally funny he is. You know what I'm saying? To me, that counted as a stand-up. Shannon, they didn't even have to stay on topic. There was no topic. This guy
was
all
over the place.
Bro, come on.
So for me personally, I fuck with Katt, right? I like his shit.
Yeah.
But my view, he was hilarious, he was funny and everything. But he's in the context of the jokes and the names that he dropped, to me, he just came out like, like when you're in a crew, right?
Yeah.
Let's say there's 5 niggas
Yeah.
and 4 makes it, or 3 makes it, and 2 don't. And then one of the ones who doesn't make it feels that I'm better than them.
Yeah.
And they made it. He just came off like a bitter old man. Like honestly, the way he was going in on Kev.
Like the soil.
The soil.
Yeah, you know the soil.
The group.
Yeah.
The humming group.
The humming group. Wow.
Dun dun
The
dun.
a cappella group.
Yeah, a cappella. My bad. No, that was just my English malfunctioning.
Okay.
And I didn't mean it as a disrespect. No shade.
Okay.
Cool. I love the soil, man.
Yeah,
I'm an OG, so I know who the soil is.
Sun L musician.
Yes.
He's
making it bigger than them, right?
Yeah.
And he's influenced by them.
So my question is like, yeah, maybe. Because when they broke up, I believe he was in the wrong, maybe in the media general perspective.
He was part of that? I thought he's a new kid influenced by the sound.
No, come on, dog. You can't just sing like that.
Oh, damn. That is some shit.
No, but I mean, like, that guy's voice is so unique.
He's going to hear this and he's going to say, it sounds like some haters, man.
No, I'm giving him praise. I'm saying, like, his voice is trained. So like, he was singing. Are you
saying he's the Michael Jackson of the group?
He was singing, yeah.
He's the Bobby Brown of the group.
Yes.
He's the Beyonce of the group.
Yes,
he's the Robin Williams of the group.
Yes.
He's the, who else? He's the Talib Kweli of the group. He's the what's the Eclipse of
the Jay-Z of the label.
What's it Pusha T of the group?
Yes.
He's the Jay-Z of the group.
Of the label.
He's the Drake of the group.
Yep.
See, I can mix all pop cultures, man.
He's the Dre of the group.
He's the Dre of the group.
He's the Bob Marley of the group.
Wait.
He's the label Matos
of the group.
Also the Tembi Skater.
He's the KO of the group.
Yeah, I'm saying.
He's the Toomey of the group.
Yeah. He's the Tupac of the group.
He's the Tupac of the group.
Exactly.
He's the, who's the nigga from Tear Gas, man? The one who went on to be on TV and shit.
From Tear Gas. No,
Tear Gas is KO, right?
Yeah.
The other group was what?
Which
Squatter Camp. What's the
name?
Yeah, man, he's a sleeker of the group.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right.
I was about to say the Diddy of the group, but
Diddy of the group.
Nobody wants to be the Diddy of anything right now.
Diddy's cancelled, man. Let's move on.
Is Diddy cancelled?
Yeah, we don't play any bad boy music.
Really?
No, man, I'm kidding.
I was about to ask.
We don't play Diddy music.
So we're good boys now.
Oh man. Moving on. That's okay. No.
Huh? Like, but how crazy?
I don't think that band would have been successful, eh? Or the record label, or a group, or a corporation. Good boys. You know why? Because anybody calling themselves good, man, they're bad people.
TB Joshua.
Yeah, he was a professed good boy. And we see just how bad he is.
Professed. And I see that's a play on prophet. and prophet is a play on profit.
Profits.
Yo, but how crazy is that, dog? How crazy is it that we can kind of almost expect almost any or every religious leader or cult leader, community leader to have some sort of a sexual assault scandal?
Not expect. I think now we are not surprised by it, because I think not expect, but not surprised by it, because what is happening is that.
So you mean to tell me that you didn't suspect that TB Joshua or maybe Bushiri?
I wasn't. I mean, like, it's not on my radar. I really don't care about these false prophets.
Fair enough.
Like the cult, I don't really follow, because it just is not in my really interest.
I
I just
just
when the topic comes up, I can engage because I'm aware, but it's not something that I follow. So
I
I
just-
didn't even know he was dead.
Yeah, I actually didn't know he was dead either. But I just think that there's no way that you can hold so much influence over people and not take advantage of them. Because people have
You
people
can
have-
just be ethical, man. It's all boils down to a code of conduct and an ethics. Even before you bring in the whole Christianity thing,
It's your business. You're running it. You don't have to explain nothing to no one.
yes.
Let me tell
But you can be an ethical man and not oppress everyone.
You know Malcolm X, right?
Yeah.
Malcolm X, bro. That nigga walked in on Elijah Muhammad having an orgy. Elijah Muhammad was his mentor at the Nation
Is this
of
why
Islam.
is this why they had a problem?
Yes. When you read his book, it tells you straight up this guy was having an orgy. And Malcolm X opened. Oh my God. But now this person had been the standard of morality.
For black Americans.
Yeah.
What kind is that?
I don't know. You understand what I mean? It's like
No, I mean I understand he's standing in the society, the black American society.
yeah.
I understand. So I'm just saying I don't know this story,
Yeah.
but I know that they had a falling out. I just
No.
didn't know about
Yeah.
historical wise.
I read that book, bro.
I need to read the book.
Cover to cover.
Malcolm X book, right?
Yeah.
I need to read it because
Which, by the way, was banned in South Africa.
yeah, because of the radicalization of it.
Yeah.
Because you have you seen the man? Have you listened to audios and have you seen videos on YouTube of the man speak?
Yeah, but this is nation. That's Nation of Islam.
No,
Malcolm X.
him speak.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the Elijah Muhammad. I'm talking about Malcolm X.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bro, you know that
he
song.
would be banned in South Africa.
You know that song of Kanye's, "No one man should have all that power."
Yes.
That was said about Malcolm X. There was a riot outside, and someone was about to get into trouble, and there were some white cops observing, right? And Malcolm X stood there, and he controlled all the black people, and he told them, "Nah, don't hurt that person." And they put their arms down and they continued. That's how much influence that guy had at the height. And that's a quote. No one man should have all that power. That's a white cop saying that about.
Malcolm X.
Yeah.
That's deep, man.
Yeah, dog.
That is some deep shit.
Yeah, I'm saying so. Yeah.
But you
And now Diddy is holding Cassie's career.
see what I believe.
Mm.
I got it tattooed on me.
What's that?
Power to the people.
Yeah.
It's on
Yeah.
my skin. Man.
Yeah, no one man should have all that power. But that's the problem with people. We just like tend to idolize people. But also, but Diddy, dog. Like when you listen to some of the stories, dog, it's like Diddy been fucked up, bro.
But how did he manage to cover it up for this long?
Yeah, that's the crazy
The
thing.
only thing, as a young person who grew up on hip hop, what you knew was that Diddy was connected to Biggie and all that East West Coast, that the guys were fueling for profit.
Yeah.
But I really didn't know he really was a gangster. All these perverted things that's coming out.
What about the tender allegedly he put out for $1 million to kill Pac? Because now that's all over the
Also,
internet.
that's also it's in the news. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm saying all this time he has portrayed himself like a changed person, and now all these allegations are coming out.
What about him being gay? Which is not a problem, but he's not embracing it publicly.
I mean, after all these years, I think he would have been maybe a leader if he was gay and to just come out. Imagine
Yeah.
if Diddy came out as gay.
Yeah. Wow.
it would make a big difference
For sure.
for black gay men.
For sure.
You understand?
For sure.
The ones that are in the
So
closet
instead of
and
being
or
a
the ones that have been
pioneer-
persecuted.
Yeah. Instead of being a pioneer, he chose to shy away from being a leader and abuse.
I'm saying, you can't say you would have been a leader because we don't know. We're not saying he's gay, but we're saying that there's allegations, and we're saying that the allegations of abuse, and so it's really interesting times, man.
Yeah.
He lost ownership of his is it a vodka brand or tequila brand?
Even Revolt.
Revolt, he had to step down.
Yeah. You know?
No,
And that apparently comes down to how the suit by Cassie was structured, you know, like they didn't sue him in his
apparently they
personal
sued Revolt as well.
capacity. Yeah, it wasn't in his personal capacity.
Or they sued him as a president of Revolt.
Through all his companies.
Dope.
Because the abuse was also corporate, because remember, she was also signed to his label.
Yeah, he abuse of power. He
Bro,
was in a
that's
position of power.
exactly what I mean.
He was in a position of power.
Actually, it's not what I mean. It's what I'm asking. Like, is it inevitable
for
that-
someone in a position of power.
to abuse it in such a way? Like, I mean, I'm not talking about the power of. Actually, I don't know even what level of power, because we look at the music industry.
The philosophy is absolute power corrupts.
Yeah,
You cannot have all
absolutely.
that power without misusing it. That is actually a concept.
Yeah.
Said is that as long as you are in power,
Mm.
power can be abused.
Yeah.
It is actually a concept.
Yeah.
It's very, but it's
So what? We shouldn't strive to have power. I don't know how to take that.
you don't know.
Because
You cannot say right now, sitting right here,
Mm.
you cannot say that if I ever become absolute powerful, I'm gonna abuse it. You don't know that. So what if you are the first person to have power and you never abuse it?
but I mean,
No, you can't say, but I mean what? So you know that as soon as you have power, you're going to abuse it.
no, I'm not saying that.
What are
I'm
you
just-
saying?
I'm just saying that I'd love to be that person.
To have
love-
absolute power and
and-
use it to the best.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd love to be that
we're still
person.
evolving as humans.
Yeah. Do you know Marcus Aurelius?
Marcus Aurelius from Gladiator.
Is he the gladiator?
I think he was a Caesar or something.
He was the emperor.
He was an emperor.
Yeah. So
So
Marcus.
yeah,
Aurelius.
Caesar is an emperor, right?
Yeah,
Because remember, Caesar replaced the word emperor with Caesar.
Yes, exactly. I remember that. Historically.
Mhm.
So at the time, the Caesar was Marcus.
That's Aurelius. Yeah.
Marcus Aurelius.
He's the one in the movie though.
Yeah.
The emperor who dies
Yeah.
at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
I mean, so most of them merge fiction with history.
Yeah. Marcus Aurelius, it goes down in history as one of the realest leaders of all time.
So he
Right.
was a real nigga.
Yeah, like, bro, this book, this is his journal. This book is called Meditations of Marcus Aurelius.
This is some dope shit.
That's his.
Okay, this journal is. I mean,
That's
for
his-
how many years is
So
it? Because
he's
it's so small.
He's the nigga. The writing is small.
No, I'm saying, for how many years was he writing this?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure of the details, but like he's one homie.
Meditations of Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah, he's one homie who goes down in history because he was a king, right, at the time. Yeah, an emperor, and a philosopher, right? And the question is, like, was he more of a philosopher or more of a emperor, right? Because of how much of an impact he made towards, like, the modern thought of leadership. And I think he's one example of a person who never abused his power as a person in a position of leadership. And I think that comes with just being honest with yourself. And like, people, we struggle with being honest with ourselves, man. Like, to say to yourself that I lack in this regard and I'm gonna work on it. instead we choose to inflate our egos and pursue a false narrative, and that false narrative eventually leads to you abusing someone because something tells you that you have a right.
Yes.
And like really, I don't know. I've never known any situation in history where one person has had a right over another person.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And that's the beginning of abuse.
I think it's the ego is one of the craziest things of human emotions.
Yeah.
Like a lot of hate and abuse is always at the beginning of the ego.
Yeah.
You know, like if you just take a minute to put yourself in somebody's feet for a minute, you see, people talk about that guy has a temper, he has a blinding rage.
Yeah.
He doesn't think. Everybody fucking thinks, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But your ego is so big. It says, because you reacted in that way a few times, and people cast you like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Now you're the blinding rage guy. If you don't react like that, then you're not that guy.
Yeah.
So
Fucks up your brain.
exactly. Imagine that. That's a good way of putting it. Now that's your brand now. So every inconvenience you have to blindly react and show violent rage. So that's
otherwise you're not being you.
Yeah.
The
What's
one
wrong
we
with
know.
you? But you don't take time to reflect, like you said at the beginning of the conversation, to say you don't take time to self-reflect.
Yeah.
I think ego really gets us into a lot of trouble because you don't even think like.
Let me tell you like how crazy I think.
There's always an alternative that's more peaceful, right?
Yes, that benefits more than just you.
Yes. Yeah. So I think that's how you must think all the time. Every situation, there's a polar opposite.
Yeah.
And there's always a better way to react.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to be violent. You don't have to be.
Yeah.
Violence is the extreme, but in between from peaceful to violence, you don't have to go through all that.
Yeah.
Before under peace is even something even better.
Yeah.
How you can react.
Yeah. So like Jeffrey Epstein is another good example. I mean, not to be like him.
Not to be like Epstein. You don't want to have an island.
That's a bad example, but he's a good example of the abuse of power and influence.
Absolute power corrupts.
So, at this point, I'm not 100% sure if the files came out completely, right?
Those files will never come out.
But I watched a few videos that give an average idea of the a general direction of what was happening there.
Yeah.
And bro, this guy had influence over young girls.
Okay, but
that's where it started.
But what's with the perverted fascination with underage girls? The pedophilia. Why?
Look, porn is cool. It's alright, whatever, right? But the moment I look and see someone who is underage, bro, it to me it discourages me.
Because there's something inside of you telling you this is wrong.
Yo, man, like what the fuck?
This is wrong.
Yeah, it's right up there next to being straight and seeing a gay scene while you're scrolling. Like, oh my god, what the fuck? You see an underage person. Oh my god, what the fuck? But the what the fuck is even deeper for an underage person, because what the fuck?
Like it's not acceptable.
I feel
like the gay scene is a shock, right? It's whatever. It's acceptable.
Yeah.
But the underage scene is more shocking,
Bro,
because it's not.
the
It's
fact
not
that
even
it's
supposed
even
to.
a scene.
It's not supposed to be happening.
There shouldn't be a scene.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
So I understand. I understand, man. They. I mean, as a father of
But
teenage girls,
what I was saying about
I'm-
Jeffrey, right, and his power and abuse thereof. He was taking these young girls, dog, and he was inviting them to wherever he was.
the island,
Then he
the one
was,
that I was joking about earlier, that you
in-
don't want
in-
an island.
in his words, he was refining and polishing them
For what?
to send them out.
So he was raping them first.
Yes, he was breaking them in
What a fucking sick person.
and then running a service for people who
So-
have a taste for this thing. You understand what I mean?
So he was just a pimp.
So anybody whose name comes up there
He's to go
is-
to the island.
is somebody who is a customer.
To this type of perverted fantasy.
The enterprise that this
That he
guy
was
was
running.
running. That's the long and short of it.
So the long and short of it is that Jeffrey Epstein was running an underage prostitution ring.
Yes.
And everybody who's been to the island was a customer and
Bro.
is a pedophile.
And underage prostitution comes with human trafficking.
Of course.
Yes.
And in South Africa, what is our biggest problem?
Human trafficking.
Kids missing.
Yeah. You can see Bloemfontein just started going crazy.
It's
in
going
the
off
festive
the
period.
charts.
What the fuck, bro?
Kids missing.
Bro. I feel like as much as you and me, and when I say you and me, I'm not saying maybe literally, I just mean society. We're waiting for someone to save us. Just like maybe in that situation, someone is waiting for someone to figure it out, and there's no conflict all of a sudden one day. But I love the example of 12-year-old Hunter Prescott. You know, for anybody who doesn't know, you know, this is an opportunity for you to know. You can also just Google it for yourself. But Hunter Prescott was a 12-year-old kid once upon a time who got some homework one day, and his homework took him so far to the White House, even to Bill Clinton, who was president of the United States at the time, to exonerate an innocent man for a crime that he didn't deserve. A charge for a crime that he didn't deserve, you know, which is Captain Charles McVeigh. And I'm just sitting here thinking, you know, if young people, black, white, Indian, Jewish, Muslim, whatever, can just maybe jump onto the internet and be diligent, or go to some libraries and be diligent like a young Hunter Prescott and learn like a little bit of history, and let's understand maybe why this conflict is happening.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Instead of just following the hype, because following the hype confuses the reason.
I think in this day and age where history is at your fingertips of Google, shout out to Google.
Yeah.
I think it's better to go research and understand, because most of these conflicts nowadays, they're historical.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you'll be able to understand how did it start, where is it start, and these young people are smart. They'll be able to discern
and
where the
started
conflict and who started it.
Yeah, because that's the most important thing. Because history, if you research deep enough, will always show you who to blame.
Yes.
And that's why in the end, in all fairness, Captain Charles McVeigh was exonerated. Yes, that was after he committed suicide
Yes.
for being charged with the crime
Yes.
of being a survivor for a ship that crashed and all his colleagues got eaten up by sharks.
He was charged with not following orders.
Zigzagging.
Court-martialed for not following orders.
Yeah, yeah. The order was zigzagging.
Zigzagging. But only if it was announced, you were told that there's enemy submarines in the area.
Exactly.
He was not told that.
Exactly.
And then he was also refused a support escort.
Yeah.
Because he was in the enemy territory. And when you're in the enemy territory, he didn't have the latest tech.
Yeah.
So he wanted to be escorted with one ship with that technology.
Yeah.
So they refused him that.
But how crazy also is it that he was on a top secret mission that he didn't even know what
He was doing.
why he was
that's the spy world. That's why I watch a lot of Netflix.
and he survived that and still went to jail. So in the end he was exonerated because one person in the whole world had the diligence to get to the bottom of this fucking thing. And I feel like even this thing between, I don't know, should we say Palestinians or Gazans or Muslims or Hamas and Israel, IDF, whatever, whoever, you know, whether you condemn or you don't condemn, shout out to Piers Morgan. You know, it's like, why don't we find out for ourselves, like, what really started all of
The
this?
conflict.
And I'll say that to say this, and this will be the mic drop on my side on this situation is,
Right.
firstly, fuck colonialism. Fuck colonialism. Because if it wasn't for the British and the French, neither Israel or Palestine would be in the situation that they're in today.
Mm.
And that's where the issue starts for me. And colonialism is to blame and praise, because if we're being fair, but more to blame for a lot of things across the world. And this conflict, once again, is one such thing.
If you go back all the way into history and find out where is it conflict coming from.
And if we want to do something, we should be holding France and the UK accountable. Because these are territories giving territory to other territories in territories that they don't even own, which we've seen across the globe. And that's that for the culture. First episode of the new year. Kelvin, thank you so much.
Register to vote.
Register to vote. Can I tell you an interesting piece of information before we go? Before we go, I got this information recently and randomly. But for the first time in 2024, for the first time in the history of the world, 50% of the world's population is going to the polls in their countries. Like, if the world is 8 billion, 4 billion people.
It's very interesting.
Are voting, and the world has never had a year like this.
Maybe it's gonna bring down a change.
This is on top of that, it's a leap year, so we have one.
Yeah,
more
we got
day.
one extra day this year.
Yeah.
To vote.
Or hustle.
Peace out.
Yo, thank you so much, President. We appreciate President Master President.
Master P.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
I think Master P
Looking
is
forward to hearing more of you. And
in this new year.
Yeah, in this new year, man.
Yeah, no, we have maybe something dropping sometime this year.
Pay attention.
Pay attention.
It's the culture.
Out.